Ocean Beach Park is one of a few seaside amusement parks in New England. Located in New London, Connecticut, this small park features a bevy of amenities ranging from a white sand beach to pools and to an amusement park. The latter is most likely what many of you are interested in, but I have to be honest, this is one of the most frustrating amusement parks to visit. Find out why in this review of Ocean Beach Park. This 41-acre beach and entertainment complex was originally founded back in 1940. The main draw always was and still is the white sand beach. But over the decades, various attractions were added, including the amusement park. The arrival experience begins by approaching the parking lot. Now this is the first frustration. You need to pay $25 to $40 to park, depending on the day, just to get your car in the lot. Now I'm used to paying quite a bit to park by beaches. That isn't my issue. The problem is that you have no idea what attractions are operational before you fork over that cash. And it's no refunds either. For example, I visited Memorial Day weekend in 2021 thinking that would be a safe time to visit. It was a cooler day admittedly, so I didn't think many people would be at the beach, but I thought people would be enjoying the other attractions. But the visit was a total bust. Everything except the beach was closed. Not a single amusement ride was operational, the arcade was shuttered up, and the mini golf looked deserted. What I've since learned is that you only want to visit this park on an ideal beach day between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Think sunny and 90 degrees. That'll maximize your odds of the attractions actually being open because the complex will anticipate heavy foot traffic. You can try calling in advance, but it's no guarantee someone will answer. Another tricky aspect about visiting are the hours. These are shockingly not listed on the website. Per a sign at the park, the water slides are open 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, and then 5:30 to 8 p.m. on Monday nights. I couldn't find hours for the amusement rides though. Google lists them as 12 to 8 p.m., but I'm not sure how accurate these are. The park does offer a $10 wristband for the rides on Monday nights from 5 to 8 p.m., so at least you know it's open then. That is the only time listed on the park's website. Once you have parked your car, you are free to enter the amusement area known as Kiddie Land. Outside the aforementioned Monday nights is a pay-per-ride system. You need to purchase tokens from these kiosks. Each token costs $1, and rides cost between 3 and 5 tokens. There are some discounts as you purchase more tokens, much like an arcade. And it's worth noting, the ride section is cash only. There is an ATM outside, but I shudder to think what the fees are. The rides are operated by Action Amusements, and this section feels very much like a carnival. You have a bunch of rides placed in close proximity. The pathways between the rides are extremely narrow as the park understandably want to maximize their number of attractions. There are roughly a dozen kiddie rides, and then 4 to 5 adult rides. And for coaster credit hunters, there is a kiddie coaster. But you may have trouble riding it. Almost every single attraction in this park bans single riders as of 2022. This includes every single adult flat ride and many of the kiddie rides. This includes the kiddie coaster as well. It's my understanding this rule wasn't in place many years ago, but it is now and it complicates things. I've seen no single rider rules on Ferris wheels before, but not in many of these other rides. You won't find these restrictions listed anywhere on the website. In fact, the website is bare bones and barely even mentions the rides. I only learned these rules upon visiting the park. To ride the kiddie coaster, you must have 2 people per row, and there is a weight limit of 300 pounds per row. This basically forces adults to ride with a kid to get the credit, so plan accordingly. I was unable to get this credit for this reason. The larger flats also have weight limits, but they're in the 400 to 500 pound range, which is much more forgiving. The flats seem to run long cycles here, and there are 2 I want to highlight. Octopus is a variant on a spider ride that is a very dizzying experience as the arms bounce up and down, causing the cars to spin pretty wildly. Rolloplane only operates in the vertical orientation, but this is the park's wildest ride by far. It doesn't invert you as it would appear because you rotate at the very last second, but this maneuver offers violent laterals. The ride park is designed for people to pop in for a few minutes, and it's perfectly fine for that, as long as you have a partner. Just don't expect anything else in terms of theming. Aesthetics were not a priority when this park was created. Like I said, it looks like a carnival. The park feels dated, but most rides did seem to have decent paint schemes. Just a few rides look to be in poor shape. The weirdest part about the ride park is that the Kiddie coaster is located across an active roadway, all by its lonesome. The ride park is the most bare-bones staffing I've ever seen at an amusement park. Now, I've seen rotating ride ops at other parks before, but I think I saw just 3 staff members total. But whenever people were standing by an entrance for a ride, an operator would come by, so the staff was attentive. Now, what about the other offerings at Ocean Beach Park? There are a trio of older water slides. To experience these, you can either buy a $14 day pass or pay $4 for a single ride. It's honestly pretty weird to see a pay-per-ride option for a water slide, and I didn't see anyone taking advantage of this. One note about this section is that there are locker banks, but they don't lock, so there's nowhere to secure your valuables. These are 3 mat slides roughly 4 stories tall. These ones have a rectangular shaped trough, so you really don't slide up the walls, but the experience is smooth enough. Each slide has a speed rating. One is labeled slow, and that one is in fact very slow. One is labeled medium, and that is the best slide. The helix at the start has some faint laterals, and then there's this wild 45-degree bend towards the end that pinballs your mat wildly into the splashdown pool. The final one is labeled fast, and while it has better speed than the other 2, it just doesn't offer much in terms of thrills. These slides are ultimately pretty mild, minus that one moment on the medium slide, so they're great for kids. The best attraction at this park is the old-fashioned mini golf course. Every single hole has some sort of obstacle to shoot your ball through. The course was in passable condition. Some of the effects were turned off, but I did really like the giant whale on one of the holes that you need to shoot through. There's also a solid arcade. There's a nice mix of older games, however, roughly 1/3 of them were broken during my visit, including a majority of the pinball machines. But it was pretty cool stepping back in time to play all the redemption games I grew up on in the 90s. You won't find a game collection like this at your local Dave & Buster's. So do I recommend Ocean Beach Park? I really struggle to recommend this place solely as an amusement park because of the pricey parking situation and difficulty experiencing the rides between their policies and possibility of them being closed. If you want amusements, I would drive further into Connecticut for Lake Compounce or Quasi. However, this ride park can be paired with a beach day. This complex is a really nice beach, and you have several amenities beyond the ride park such as the water slides, pools, mini golf, and the arcade. I would just recommend visiting on the prototypical beach day to maximize your chances of everything being open. So those are my thoughts on Ocean Beach Park. What are your thoughts about this place? Have you had better luck with the attractions than me? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.